Okay, thank you for coming out today. I'm glad I could be a part of this.
Yes.
I just want to ask you on a personal note, when you hear people like Donald Trump talking about, or people in general talking about Muslim Americans aren't able to be president or something wrong with someone being Muslim, they even attacked Obama for thinking he was Muslim.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you read things like the Constitution, ma'am,
Yes.
and it says freedom of religion, and the people that came here from Europe supposedly were fighting for freedom of religion, does it feel a little bit disingenuous and a little bit hypocritical now?
Hypocritical coming from an illiterate,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
from anybody else that actually understands the Constitution. Our forefathers understood it, and
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
who I'm going to go by. Abraham Lincoln, Obama himself, Bernie Sanders,
Okay.
People that there are some good people in Congress that I know that will fight the fight, but somebody that's ignorant like him, there's a saying in the Arabic saying, not every dog that barks, you throw a rock at him to shut him up.
Can you repeat that one more time, hon?
Sure.
Every dog that barks?
Sure, there's an Arabic saying that says, not every dog that barks, you need to throw a rock at him. Because what happens, the dog will continue to bark.
Okay.
So let him say what he wants to say. He can't change a constitution. He can't take my rights away because I know what my rights are. And just because he thinks he can do so, the reality of it, at the end of the day, he can't. And there's going to be people in Congress that will stop him.
So how do you feel about the whole Russian involvement thing and the whole
I said Russian.
voting? Yes,
I'm going
ma'am.
to go down the grade.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to come.
I was waiting for you guys to walk off. Okay. Maybe we could-
Sure. I mean, the Russian
We'll do as we walk.
involvement.
Yes, ma'am.
The
Yeah.
Russian involvement.
Mhm.
I mean, it's naive if anybody thinks there wasn't one, and there's always been.
Okay.
So I mean, to what extent, I don't know. Maybe in years' time it will come
Okay.
out, but
Wait a minute. So what do you think if Obama would have, when he got elected, right? And they found out that Kenya was involved in
Yeah.
swaying the election, and then Obama gets elected, and then the first person he picks is
the
all
100
like,
days.
yeah.
He would not have made it. The double standards is there.
That's what-
and
yeah.
it is so disheartening to see that the truth is there.
Yeah.
The double standards is there, yet we're turning a blind eye to it. If we
Every
switch,
time.
every time, because hypocritical, and racism is alive and it's thriving, and he's going to help it thrive.
Yeah.
And it's people like us, the small people, that we're going to keep resisting, regardless.
And are you part of the whole Lehigh Valley Muslim community? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm part of both mosques. Someone on IECPA and Mouth. I go to
And
both.
do you feel there should be more of a
Oh my God.
camaraderie? Oh, thank you between African American so-called slaves and Muslims in the Middle East? You think there should be more of a camaraderie?
There should be camaraderie regardless of what your background is. We're humans at the end of the day.
Well said.
You know what I mean?
Well
like,
said.
Honestly, God, all these little names and things like that. People like Trump. And
All these
they
hyphens.
will use it. They
All
will
these
use
hyphens,
it
yeah.
to divide us. And when they find something, I mean, if you go in your own household and you have siblings and you treat one better than the other
Right.
by just saying, well, you're smarter. You listen to me. You're gonna create an animosity between
Yeah,
them.
definitely.
And they're from the same mother and father, the same womb. Let alone you bring people that have differences. But I honestly celebrate our differences. It's what makes it great. You get tired of eating a hamburger every day, so why not change it up,
How do you
Interact.
how do you as a Muslim American feel about, I hate using, how do you an American feel that Muslim people are portrayed in our local media?
Our local media were portrayed as terrorists.
Okay.
For me, I'm a soccer mom. I have 4 kids that play soccer and do karate.
Okay.
So when I do go to soccer tournaments, they see me, they do kind of look at me like, oh, she's submissive and quiet.
Wow.
Until somebody says something to my kids, and then they're like, whoa, hold up a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm outspoken. because that's my personality. It's not my scarf that made me outspoken or my scarf that's going to silence me. I'm me because of me. And I believe that's in every woman. You have women that are very quiet, and there are women that are very loud, and it's not the
Exactly.
religion that keeps them quiet or loud.
The last thing, ma'am, you've been
Sure.
beautiful interview.
Thank you.
What's going to make America great, especially for you, ma'am? What would make America
For
great?
me, tolerance and acceptance, not just the words that are thrown at, actually with work. You know,
And when people say again, do you think America was ever great?
it's always been great. If it hasn't been great, then why the hell are half the people all over the world are trying to migrate here?
Well
You
said.
know?
But there's always room for improvement, right?
Always room for improvement.
But it is
Yep,
great. I agree
yep,
with you. Okay, well,
yep.
thank you for taking the time,
Sure,
man.
thank
God
you.
bless.